Hello, Minecrafters, and welcome to episode 12 of our Let's Play Infinity Evolved. And as you can see back behind me, I've got farmland going to waste. Well, basically what happened was I put in a switch to cut off the water. And it has almost doubled my frame rate in some areas. Seems like over here I'm still running kind of low, which is very odd. Oh, now it's going back up. I don't know. Anyways, I've been running a frame rate of about 70 to 80, and so I put that in to cut off the water supply. Actually, I don't think I've ever shown this before, and yeah, I can go ahead and use these. But I've actually got this set up with an endless water supply, so I don't ever have to worry about it. Basically what I've got an endless water supply here with a liquid transfer node. Inside of that I've got a world interaction upgrade. So this makes or gives me infinite water, which pumps that into the wooden water tank. So my wooden water tank is actually just a 2 by 3 by 3 tall. Yeah, that's what it is. I actually step off over here. Yep, 3 tall. So that gives me unlimited water into that. So basically what I did is I cut the water flow off at the trough to see if it would help my frame some, because I've worked this stuff up quite a bit. I've actually got 2 rows of, I've got a row of gray mystical flowers or mystical gray flowers and a row of light gray. In the process of working these up, and they're getting closer, that's 598, these are, well, I don't know what that one is yet. 594, 5410, 6610, and 999. That one's 8107, 8108, 8109. So they're getting on up there, but I kind of got tired of messing with them. And I also found a centerpearl seed in one of the villages. And so started working on that, and I've got it pretty close. Almost, see, that one's 10, 10, 9, so it's almost ready. So these actually give me center pearls, and I can take that and get blaze powder, which is pretty cool. Because then I can take 5 blaze powder, put that in the compress over here, and get blaze rods, and so on. But anyways, in the forums, we've been talking quite a bit, well, not forums, but in the chat comment section, yeah, we'll call it that. In the comment section below, we've been talking quite a bit about shiny metal. Now, if you come into here, well, there's the pulverized shiny metal. Here's our shiny ingot. And if you flip through this, you can see that it does come from shiny ore. So if we pull that up and cycle through, you'll notice something missing. Nowhere in this does it give you a spawn area. Now, if you go to iron ore and go back 1, it'll tell you where the ore gen is. So basically speaking, there is no ore gen for shiny. You can get it from, you can get the shiny ore by smelting nether platinum ore. And if you try and click on nether platinum ore, it doesn't go to anything. So basically you can get this from laser or byproduct, and so that's where we're gonna, that's one of the things we're gonna start working toward. And we're going to be doing that with thermal expansion, which is why I actually had that pulled up earlier. There are two machines we're going to need. The first one is going to be the induction smelter, and that is this one. We're actually going to take this a step up and not do the basic machine frame. The reason for this, and as you can see, you've got 4 different tiers. You've got the basic, hardened, reinforced, and then resonant. But the problem with the resonant is the inderium, and that's why we've been talking about shiny metal, because shiny metal or platinum is one of the things you have to get inderium. But what we're going to do is we're going for the reinforced machine frames, and I've actually already got these made up. Really not that difficult. Dense refined iron plate, which we've done before. We've done the crushed obsidian. Both of those were done here in the basic. Now we do have a step up to the intricate circuit board, which is 3 gold and 6 redstone in the carpenter behind us. We have the signalium gear, which is poured into a gear cast. Signalium isn't too difficult. Basically silver, copper, and destabilized redstone. You can do that in the smeltery, or you can if I can find it, you can do a signalium blend, which is 3 copper powder, 1 silver powder, grit, whatever, and 1 bucket of destabilized redstone. The 1 bucket of destabilized redstone is 10 redstone cooked up in the magma crucible. And it's getting dark, so let's sleep through the night and we'll get started on this. I think I covered everything. Oh, chipset. Machine frame. Let's see, that was a diamond chipset in that one. And I've already got these machine frames made up. And the reason is that is 10 million RF. And I'm putting out, I've got 2 lasers, and each of them put out 40 RF. It took a while. As in a while, as in I left it running and went off and did other things out and around the house. If I had to guess, I wouldn't. But anyways, let's move on. So, one of the first items up we want to make is the redstone reception coil. And we're actually going to need a few of these, so I've got 6 prepared. We're going to need a bucket for up here at the top. Our good old handy dandy trusty iron plates to make the bucket. And then we move over here, place our bucket up top, our machine frame here, and one of our reception coils there. That gives us the reinforced induction smelter. We're going to take and put that, why stop a good thing? We'll just continue on here. Alright, I'm going to shift click that to close all of those. And I don't foresee, well, I don't even have a cable going to that one right now. I don't foresee needing this one right now, so Let's just break that one because I really don't want to go make all this stuff up again. And I'm going to have to break one more. And you may actually not feed over there. Yep. You are obstructed. So, get my pickaxe. Alright, that's harvestable. And that one's harvestable. You don't ever want to do that with an IC2 machine though, because you're pretty much guaranteed to mess it up. Alright, so we'll put you there. Put you on the back. And do that. So now we should have power going into this. Now you'll see I've got two cables going into this. And actually I can go ahead and take one of those off for now. And the reason for that is I had a bunch of stuff going through the rock crusher, and I found out that after a little bit, this will start running down, because if you run this consistently, it actually uses a little more power than one cable can supply. But I did find that hooking a second cable up to it ran it just fine. Alright, so we have our induction smelter. Now one of the first things we want to run through this is lead and sand. Now I know I had sand. There it is. And while we're making our second item, we're going to let this run, and then I'll tell you how we're doing it. So we're going to put our sand here, our lead there. We're going to lock that, and this is actually what we're after. So I'm going to let that run. We'll get some slag, and then we'll come right back to it. So our next item up, and that's going to be a pulverizer. As you can see, this requires a piston, 2 flint, 2 copper gears, and a reception coil. And actually, let me go ahead and stop this. Oh, it's already done. Never mind. Alright, so I believe that's going to start here. Yep. Here we've got our piston, 2 flint, 2 copper gears. We'll take... Didn't I get them both out? Yeah. Did I put them up here? Oh, okay. I dropped them both up there. Didn't want to do that. Alright, so get that from there. Put in our redstone reception coil and pull out our pulverizer. So let's take you, and we'll just put you on top of there and do the same thing. Close all those up. Put our power cable on the back of this and tie you in. So now you should be charging up, and you are. Okay, so we're wanting to pulverize. But before we pulverize, we want to make some upgrades. Nope, not dynamics. Expansion. There's a thermodynamics and a thermal expansion. Well, what we're wanting to look for are these augments, and we're actually going to do 2 of them. The first one is going to give us a plus 11% on a secondary chance. That requires a hardened machine frame, or a hardened machine. The second is going to give us plus 33% secondary chance, and that requires the reinforced machine, which is the one we made. Now this also requires the previous level. So we're going to want whatever color rock wool. And that is why we did this. Because in order to make rock wool, you have to have slag. And so we're going to take our slag. created by smelting slag. Okay, then I'm not going to have enough yet. Well, fiddly-dee. Alright. So I'll take the lead out of there. Get the lead out. We're going to need the sulfur here in just a minute. I'll put that in the macerator to make my powder. I do believe. Because I think I need 8 of these. I think that's how I got my powder. Yeah. Alright. So we'll let that run for a little bit, and we'll bring this. Put you up here. Now, is that going to give us the rock wool? Because, see, I was thinking for some reason you took the slag and combined it with wool to get rock wool, but apparently not. Alright. Made by smelting slag. So, while this is running, let's start pulling this out and putting you in here. Still none. Alright, I'll tell you what. Let me pause this for a minute. I will run the rest of my lead ingots through here to get my dust, because it is a little slow. And actually, this is not giving me quite the amount of stuff that I was hoping for. But that's okay. We can work through this anyways. Okay, so let's go over to the next step and do this. I can work with this. So this gives us our first level. And that's going to be our plus 11% secondary. And now what I want to do is take this, open up our augment, and stuff you in there. Now let's go to our second. That's not what I want yet. Okay. Because I need one there. And once I get 8, well, total of 8. Once I get enough to do 2 more of these, let's see if I can get lucky enough, because I do have that plus 11 in here. So let's try this now. Oh, we got one more. Alright, I'm going to sleep through the night, get rid of the darkness, get rid of the rain, and I'll be right back with some more dust to run through. Alright, so I was able to cook up a little bit more slag, and so I need 2 more of these just to barely get by. So that's the 1. And 2. And of course I'm going to let that keep on going, just so I can get the rest of it done. Alright, so we've got that. Now, another thing we're going to need is pyrotheum, I believe. Yeah. So we're going to need blaze powder, which I've got, electrotine, T-I-N-E, We're going to go with that. Sulfur dust and coal dust. Blaze powder I've gotten from over there farming. Electrotine I've gotten from digging, mining, all that. Sulfur dust, we've gotten some sulfur from the nether. And of course, pulverized coal. We're just going to cut that off and throw this in. That's not what I want. That's coal. That's charcoal. I need coal. Yeah, just like me to go grabbing the wrong stuff. Alright, so put that in there. I'll actually throw that 6 in there real quick. see what happens with it. Oh, it's a few more. Alright, pull that out. Wow, that's slow. Might need to start looking for a replacement for that item. Okay, so let's put that in there. And I know this isn't very efficient, but c'est la vie. Are you done yet? Come on. Okay, so we'll put you there. And there's our sulfur. So here's our pyrotheum dust. And we're going to take this and do that and get our stabilized frame, which is our plus 33%. Now, we can take you, put you in there, stop that, let you go back to working. I actually picked up some more lead because I was thinking about just grinding up some more, but I think we'll be okay for now. So, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to open this up, take these out. And I'm going to flip up here to our pulverizer. And I'm going to put these in here. Now, one of the other things that I did do was to make a new hammer. The one I was using is this one. It's pretty decent, but it's got the lapis and the redstone both on it. +6 for attack damage, but it's got looting 3, fortune 3, which is pretty cool. This one doesn't. This one has silk touch and more redstone. Now, if you're familiar with making the silky cloth, it's still pretty much the same. You can use an aluminum brass nugget, or you can use gold, gold coin, gold nugget, whatever, to make your silky cloth. And you've got 4 of that around an emerald. Well, that's changed a little bit. You've still got your 4 silky cloth, but it now goes around a block of emerald. That was not cheap. But anyways, I made a silk touch hammer. And the purpose of that silk touch hammer was to get redstone ore. Because we're going to open the wrong machine. We're going to put our redstone ore into our pulverizer. And that's going to give us 6 redstone with a chance to get cinnabar. So now while we run that, we're going to come over here and see if I can't find, no, not iron. Where is my ferrous? There's my ferrous ore. Now, we've got 3 cinnabar. I'd like to get 4. I said I would like to get, there we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take and put our cinnabar here. We're going to take our ferrous ore here. And when I drop this, we're going to get, for every ore, we should get 3 ferrous ingots and 1 shiny. And there we go. And this is how you go about getting shiny ingots. And then you can take this and macerate it to get powder or whatever you need. But like I said, that's what all is required to get to shiny ingots in Infinity. It took me a little bit of time on the webs. And I also went back to my last playthrough where I was just doing a normal Infinity without the hard mode, because didn't have hard mode on it then. And pretty much exactly the same way. So now that I've got more cinnabar, I can drop that in here. And this is going to be 100%. So for every cinnabar you spend with every ferrous ore, you're going to end up with 3 ferrous ingots and 1 shiny. So for those of you who are going to want shiny ingots, who have been smelting up your ferrous ore, I would suggest stopping now until you can get this set up. Because every time you smelt ferrous ore, not in that fashion, you're throwing away a shiny ingot. And you're throwing away one ferrous ingot. Because in our smeltery, putting in a ferrous ore would actually give us 2 ingots, not 3. So, a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit long and drawn out, sure. But, I mean, this is why we do what we do. And so now, I can actually, let's see, let me take that back down. Now I can take, I know there's a way. Okay, that's hardened. We want to flip over one more. Now I can take my reinforced pulverizer and turn it into a resonant pulverizer with the addition of 4 silver ingots and 1 enderium gear. And of course, that enderium gear is going to require molten enderium poured into a gear cast, of which is going to require molten shiny. And we will get this with 1 ingot from the process we just did. So you've got 144 millibuckets is 1 ingot. So you've got 1 ingot silver, 2 ingots tin, 1 ingot of shiny, and then your resonant ender, 1,000 millibuckets, which if I'm not mistaken is going to be 4 ender pearls. Yeah, each one's 250 millibuckets, so 4 ender pearls to make the resonant. So, but anyways, like I said, that's how you do it. And if I can ever get some endermen to hang around long enough for me to kill them, I'll get some ender pearls and we can take this a little bit further. But yeah, spawn feeding that cinnabar into there, and I could probably take this from there, feed that one down. Then I want to take and feed that from the top. Yeah, there we go. What if I can split that? Yeah, there we go. Now we'll just pick up the cinnabar from up above. So every time we get cinnabar from here, it'll automatically drop down into here. And I can even, let's see, if I got a chest around here somewhere. And I am going to be putting together some better barrels. Just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Now let's take you, put you there, and I want to take this and push it out to the left, so something like that. So now my redstone will go over there, and there we go. So let me get some more. I think I got a little bit more of the redstone ore, provided I look in the right box. One other thing I will suggest, when you run into dents, any of the dense ores, especially diamond, hold on to it, because there are some, I've seen a couple of recipes that are going to require, if I'm not mistaken, dense, there we go. Let's see, what was that? Shaped grafting, draconic helm, draconic chest piece. Any of the draconic armors all require dense diamond ore. So make sure that you hold on to those. Don't go smelting them down further. I don't know if any of the others require that. Doesn't look like redstone does. But if you run across any of the dense ores, make sure to check them before you run them. And we do have 25 more of the redstone. So right now we've got none and 25. Go ahead and empty that out. So let's take that, put it in here. And so now we've got a chance to get that every time. So right now we're at 6 and 25. And here, oh, I just saw that one light up. So there's our cinnabar, drop down here automatically. We've got another 3 and 26. There's another cinnabar. So I guess you would consider this one of our first automated steps. Alright, so I do believe that will take care of it for this episode. I still can't jump up there. I keep on trying. I've run into that so many times. But yeah, got this area a little... Now I don't have to worry about that. My frames do seem to be doing a little better out here now. Pods oil. Anything, any of the Botania that you're doing with crop sticks has to have pod soil. Pod soil is a pain. Because podzol, whatever, however it's pronounced, has to have spruce leaves. No other leaves will do. And it's 8 leaves around 1 dirt to make 1 pod soil. And in case you've never used pod soil before, if you dig it up with anything that is not silk touch, it turns back into dirt. Just so you know. Yeah, that took a while. That's actually why I've got a train moved over here, and I've got this over here. Also, there is no way that I have found to get Steve's carts to collect leaves, which is one of the reasons I have shears in my bag. And I've gone through a many shears. And if you'll notice, all the leaves gone from here on this side. Well, that was when I was checking to see if birch leaves would work, and a whole lot of nope. Alright, well, I believe that will take care of it for this episode. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode, maybe you learned something. Hopefully this will help take care of some of the questions and concerns about shiny ingots that we've been talking about down below. But anyways, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure to join us or come back and see us again. And until next time, take care and God bless.